I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. How you guys doing? Seriously, I'm sending you love. I won't be sending you toilet paper because, like you, I am also hoarding butt wipe like it's the antidote. By the way, during a deadly pandemic, taking a dump in the yard is not frowned upon or bad etiquette as long as you keep your pinky out. So, where are we after a month of being on lockdown? Well, this update strives to be accurate and sarcastic, or accucastic. So let's begin with this. It's been reported that the intelligence service briefed the Trump administration about the COVID-19 problem in November. I know. Deep state, fake news, Trump derangement syndrome. Except it's not. In late November, the U.S. military's National Center for Medical Intelligence, or NCMI, it's a bad acronym, compiled a November intelligence report in which analysts concluded it would be a cataclysmic event. And even after Ivanka explained to Trump what cataclysmic meant, he still did nothing and went golfing. But in November, he only golfed 3 days because he knew that this was coming, and he sprung into action to move heaven and earth to prepare the country for a worldwide pandemic that was going to kill millions. I'm kidding. He did absolutely nothing. And in December, he golfed 11 days. There are only 31 days in the month, so a third of the time he was golfing. He also had 2 rallies during that time, and that's in just December. In January and February, he had 10 rallies and hit the links a total of 13 times. That's 23 days out of 60. Can I get this job? That's a lot of lying to dumb people, and I'm talking about the guys he's golfing with. So let's move on, because we all know that sweet potato Hitler has crapped the bed in this COVID-19 situation harder than a narcoleptic that had his sphincter removed and refuses to eat anything but Chipotle. This is bad, people. Don't think it's over. It ain't. And after reading the accounts of how this goes down, if you get this, dying might be an upside. Our friend and first video podcast guest, Kathy, cut off his head, Griffin. I gotta be honest. The longer he's in office, the funnier that picture gets. Anyway, she went through it, and it is brutal. If you live, here's how it's gonna go. 5 days of nothing except spreading your disease on people that you love. Then you're going to get a fever of 101 or higher. Then you're going to get a headache like you went on a 2-week vacation with your in-laws. And then your body's going to feel like it's in the 10th round of Floyd Mayweather. Then your breathing is going to feel like your lungs have been corked. And this is going to last for about 14 days. This ain't a 3-day flu, people. You're going to feel like a warmed-over turd. You won't be able to sleep. And if you do sleep, your lungs may fill with snot, and you will move on to meet Jesus or Harry Potter, whichever story gives you the strength to slog through this sea of stupid we call humanity. So stay home. Come on. Stay in and live, people. This is worldwide, from China to Britain, South America, to Africa, all the way to Australia. This is bad, and you need to take it serious. And to all of our healthcare workers, thank you for your time and your commitment. I mean, you got screwed by this big orange blowhard as we all did. Your courage and caring will not be forgotten, I promise. And from our hearts, thank you so much. And to you who lost a loved one, we are so sorry. You know, we are all going to get bitch slapped by this, but what's happening is unimaginable. But we will only get through this together as one nation, helping those that are doing good, hoping for the ones that aren't well, and heckling the dipshits that made this situation so much worse. Stay strong. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I almost inspired myself for a second. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Welcome to week 4 of the current COVID World Tour. On tour with me, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And our roadie, stuntman, and lead singer, the Highlander.
There can be only one.
Oh.
One. You're the one. So I want to, by the way, I need to get a little applause for Bombshell's earlier this week, her Armageddon update.
Thank
phenomenal. You need to do more. I think everybody says it. No. It's like weird.
It would be like if we had Christmas every day. You wouldn't love Christmas anymore.
So you can do one a year? That's her excuse to do one a year. Great.
Just like Jesus. Oh,
my gosh. All right. Well, if that's how it's going to be, that's how it's going to be. They have to suffer through with me. And you know me. I'm getting tired. I'm phoning it in at this point. Blah, blah. Trump bad. Blah, blah. Be good. Bye. street.
Wow.
I know what I do.
Well, yeah.
Pretty aware.
Wow.
So we have some exciting kind of things coming up later. We're going to be talking to Grandma Jean. We'll be talking to Jesse, and we'll be talking to
Maverick.
Who, by the way, who's talking to squirrels. We actually made some phone calls on the podcast. We recorded them, and you'll be seeing those in a minute.
Yep.
I want to thank everybody out there, and I said it at the end of the Armageddon update. Anybody who's working a job where you are doing anything that have to deal with these diseased petri dishes called humanity, thank you. Running a store. Even working a gas station where you're taking money, people that don't have cards, warehouse workers, helping people at Home Depot so they can get through. Whatever is open because of you are there, thank you. To you healthcare workers, I am watching harrowing stories on TV every day where people are like, yeah, we don't have masks. People are making masks out of their kids' underwear and stuff. Yeah. It's insane.
And this is on top of, regular stress of
life.
The job that they have,
or had.
I was at the gas
your
station.
Your wife is gay.
Or yes.
Yeah, your wife came out.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know.
He talks about it sometimes, everybody deals with that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No.
I have the same problem with my life as I'll be talking about stuff. So, my mom shot and killed that guy, and I got the phone call. I remember thinking, well, what would everybody do when they get the phone call that their mom shot and killed a guy?
Right. What happened to you when your mom
just have these giant eyes like, what are you fucking talking about? I need to write jokes for this so people understand. So we're lost right now. We have a president who is, and again, guys, you need to know something about this. I have no problem with a Republican president. I really don't. I have a problem with incompetence. We've had Republican presidents. Honestly, I met W. W was fine. We met him. I think he screwed up pretty bad with the Iraq War and lied to us. But at the end of the day, I really believe he wanted what was best for America. We met him. He seemed like a decent enough guy. I don't have a problem with Republican. I have a problem with this asshole, this reality television star president who doesn't quite understand what's going on. So the only places that have worked, we just found out today, by the way, he just said this, we're coming after the, today's Thursday, right? Mm-hmm. That's another thing. None of us know what day it is.
Is it
that's a byproduct of this.
She checked her phone.
It is Thursday.
Yes.
Oh, shit. It's just becoming this weird amorphous chunk of time that we'll never get back. So he said today that we don't need testing. There's no reason to have testing. They're cutting off a free testing for everybody for the 19. And those tests cost up to $9,000, by the way. So you're going to have to pay for it now if you have it.
But they just said it was covered.
Right. Like a week ago. Exactly.
So how did they justify that? Because I didn't see this.
This happened today. Jim Acosta just tweeted out that he's going to say they're going to stop testing for it. We don't need testing. Well, then how the hell are we going to get back to work? He said, just go back to work and we'll figure it out.
The other countries that they were pointing to that were doing so well, one of the things that they were doing so well with was because of the testing.
Right.
And because we know that if you're asymptomatic, you still could have it. You can be, spreading it.
And you're just a carrier that's just spewing it.
Yeah.
They found one guy in Chicago, one dude, got 64 people sick. Those 64 people got how many more sick? One dude got 64 people sick. He went to a gathering, didn't have it, still asymptomatic. Mm-hmm. He still doesn't have it. He still never got it.
Right.
He has it, but he never had the symptoms.
He never had the symptoms. Right.
So here's the thing, people. Here's how it works, and I'm going to let you. So next time your friends go, man, we don't need tests and blah blah blah. Here's what happened in South Korea. China warned them the same day we got warned. They locked it down. They tested everybody. They had roadside stands. You could get a test whenever and wherever you wanted to prove where you had it. And what they did was sick people got taken over here to be dealt with and get healthy, and well people got separated from sick people.
That's never going to happen here. Imagine the shitstorm Armageddon update you would be doing if you found out that the government was pulling people over and forcibly removing them from their vehicles and putting them in a camp. They didn't.
That's not what I said at all. That's not what I said at all.
And not like a fun camp, not vacation Bible school,
not Trump camp. Trump camp. Yeah. I'm saying this. I'm saying that no, they actually made them go. You got help. You got to the hospital. You got put in medical care. And then everybody else who didn't have it, you got proven to be to not have it. You could go back to work.
They weren't like throwing bags over their heads. With,
they weren't
with a van.
Yeah, it wasn't execution style. Like you have it. Sorry, Pat. That wasn't happening.
They were removing them from their vehicles.
China, not South Korea.
Oh,
China,
I was thinking. I thought it was Hong Kong.
China. That's part of Hong Kong. China is Hong Kong.
Australia, I think.
It's Australia. Can we put up the
Hong
map,
Kong is
please?
Australia?
Isn't it right?
Here's the map
Wait,
right here.
It's still a Chinese. It's separate,
It's a
but
province,
it's part of it.
isn't it?
Wait. Okay, look it up.
It's
Listen.
annexed by the. Wait.
Who annexed? Who annexed? My God, where's my nannex? She makes pies. Grandma, go nannex. I don't know what I'm talking about.
But you know what else? That the reason that
No, what else?
They locked it down so well. Their neighbors have the wet markets, right? If our neighbors had wet markets, I think we might be more used to. They're cooking some plague over there. We need to be ready.
But here's the thing, though. So we found out this week. It's weird how it all comes out. You know, there's I've never seen a guy or a president, especially a leader, use. I mean, unless you go to third world countries to these banana republics, I've never seen a dude that just gets up and the first thing he wants to talk about is how it's not his fault. Mm-hmm. He had nothing to do with it. It's these guys' fault, and they screwed up, but I still did a great job. He's saying that we reacted really quickly to stop aid from China. No, you didn't.
Nope.
You know what you did? Mm-hmm. You actually stopped just Chinese nationals, and you didn't stop them. They had to be quarantined for 14 days. You still let all the Americans who were exposed to disease come back.
Yeah.
And you put them on a plane with and the workers they sent to pick them up didn't have any PPE. No one had any protective equipment whatsoever. So those people all came back sick. Then he said, all right, everyone has got to get out of China. And he did it on the same day. There was no staggering of it. So then we had 5 airports in America packed with thousands of people from China who were exposed to this virus or possibly exposed to it. Everything the man has done has been wrong. From not reacting in November when he was told by intelligence agencies in November. Did you know that? They told him in November.
Here's an idea. What if we had like a team that was like just specifically designed to handle like a pandemic?
Like a pandemic team? Wait, hold on. Like a pandemic team of some sort?
Yeah.
Like a group of people that their entire job was when a hotspot breaks out, they go in and stop it before it gets here.
Yeah, we should do that. Shouldn't we do that?
Yeah, did we ever had that before? Have we ever had that?
Fake news.
I think Obama had one of those, right? Because the video came out yesterday where he explained what it was. Someone released a video where Obama actually does a 10-minute speech on what.
I know.
You don't get to be bored about this.
It's just that we keep talking about it, and I know. I'm just saying, like, could we just do cliff notes and sum it up and put up a chart? Could you make a chart?
I just want to be cool.
And just say, like, yes, we were in this situation before. The reason it, in hindsight, looks different, H1N1, is because the government that we had at the time handled it like it should have been handled immediately.
Right.
Ebola
and
got stopped.
Here's what you guys need to know, because nobody wants to sit here and listen to us bitch over and over about the exact same thing, is that you're on your own. We all have to take care of ourselves. And I don't mean on your own like you should help other people around you. I mean, our government is not protecting us.
Don't ride into the wasteland with 5 gallons of gas with a dog and start killing people. That's not what we're saying.
No.
When we say on your own, you mean we're all together on our own.
As a people, we're on our own.
Our government's not helping us.
He's not and he's not going to.
No.
As of today, it's all being dismantled even further. And so I just kind of think, what now? We can keep talking about what he did, but he continues to do it. He's never cared about anyone but himself. And so what now? What do we do now? What if he opens the country back up at the end of April?
We're so screwed. What's going to happen? It's going to spike again. We're going to have the same problems all over again. And then what's going to happen if he keeps doing it? Well, if he keeps doing it, he'll definitely lose election in November because it'll be such a screw up. But that being said, there'll be a lot less voters because there'll be a lot of death. So I've never been in a situation where I remember when people were electing the guy, they were like, man, let's shake it up. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? It got shooken up. Mm-hmm. Like taking a Coke and shaking it 5 and putting it in a paint mixer and then handing it to your best friend. That's basically how shook up it got.
So now what?
Well, let's go over what happens. So I've been reading a lot of studies, and you should bring it up to what going through this is like. If you get this, guys, here's what happens. It's like 5 days of incubation. So for 5 days, you won't have any symptoms usually, and you're going to be giving it to everybody else. So be really careful out in public, gloves, masks, because then what will happen after 5 days, your fever is going to spike. And you're going to go 99, 100, 101, they would be 101.2. It'll do that, and they said that your head starts pounding. You're going to have the worst headache you've ever had. Then what's going to happen is your body's going to feel like someone hit you with baseball bats for a while. You're going to want to go to sleep.
Still sounds so much like my Prince party hangover.
Doesn't it? Does. By the way,
so far. When are we going to deviate from that?
Okay, so far it just sounds like a really great.
I would like to say we were all still in the car going to church.
Yes,
we did go to the noon service, but we all went.
You're making it sound better. It's not. This thing is horrible. So here's what happens then. Then what happens is your lungs will start to fill with fluid, and you won't be able to breathe. So the best thing we've heard is there's a breathing exercise. Go look what J.K. Rowling put up. She had it. So did Chris Cuomo. They both said it helped tremendously.
And Sanjay Gupta said last night it was great.
Yeah. So there's a breathing exercise. 5 breaths in. Hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. Let it out. 5 breaths in. Hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. Let it out. Then deep breaths. And then on the third one, you want to cough at the end of the breath. Cough really hard to loosen it from your lungs. I've had a lot of stuff with bronchitis over the years, so I know. Hot shower, jump in a hot shower, as hot as you can take it. Sit in there with it steaming up and breathing and out the steam. That helps too. They also said lay on your stomach because there's more surface area on the back of your lungs, and you want gravity to pull the snot, mucus, and crap out of your lungs. I know, but that's what's happening. You know,
different positions because you don't want it to pool in a certain area because then more,
it's
that's
COVID
where pneumonia
Kama Sutra.
The COVID Kama Sutra, different positions. Here's how to not die.
Although, if you were allowed to make COVID Kama Sutra, I would be very tired. No. No.
Yes.
No, that would be...
That's a different kind of wet market. Right there.
Boom! Oh, hey, wow. We're going to Pandemic Puns. Well, hi, I'm Christopher Titus. Welcome to Pandemic Puns with Bombshell and the Highlander. Then they said that Chris Cuomo said that you want to go. We've all had a bad flu. This one's really bad. Your fever can spike to 103.
104.
Oh, did someone have a 104?
Yeah, he did. And that's why I told you 104. I mean, that's usually when we're told we die.
That's brain cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chris Cuomo.
And all he can take is Tylenol.
Right, but 104 gets you depending on who you are. 104 could be like, "Welcome to the news. I'm Chris Cuomo." When you get done,
he was hallucinating, seeing his father sitting on the foot of the bed talking to him,
and his brother dressed in a ballet outfit dancing around the room.
I know, but I almost think he made that up. If you guys haven't watched it, just go pull up any clips from the last few weeks of him talking to his brother, the governor of New York. It's awesome.
I think what's weird about it is that I think we need a sense of normalcy in family right now.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, it was really interesting to watch Cuomo and his brother Andrew and Chris talk, because one's like the kind of the weird leader of our country right now, you know, because he's actually doing it legit.
Yeah.
And the other guy is kind of the reporter on the country, and when they get on, it's two brothers. It's really great, you know. My brother and I got in a big fight this week, by the way. My brother Dave and I.
You did.
Yeah,
you mentioned that on Tuesday, but you didn't go into it.
Yeah, and I cut him off. I'm not talking to him anymore.
Don't do that.
I know. I'm just doing it. There's a lot of other issues, but we had a problem with. I was like, "Can you believe what the city said?" And he goes, "He didn't do anything wrong, man. This is not his fault. It's a Chinese fault." And I was like, "Wow, dude." And you know, he doesn't do any research stuff.
Well, here's the thing: people get tired of listening to people like us bitch about it, but
with facts and knowledge.
Yeah, just sure, you could blame it on China originally. You know, sure, fine. But our response to it should have begun the day that South Korea's began, and so you just have to go look at how. But
he had a tea time, though. He had a tea time.
He has golfed and had a lot of rallies in the meantime of since he was briefed. We all know he's lying, and we all know that he lives in that world where he really thought it was just going to go away, and if a few people died, that would be fine, but it wouldn't be worth letting the stock market crash
and ruin his chances
because that would mess up his
re-election.
And so that's what it all comes down to. I honestly would guess that he's pretty shocked at how many people have and continue to die. I'm not saying that he feels any kind of way about it, but I would say that he did not expect this, and because of the way his life has gone. But you know,
here's the difference. We all see a bunch of people die and we go, "That's horrible for them. Oh my God, I feel bad for their family." He sees a bunch of people die and goes, "That's horrible for me."
Yes.
Yeah.
That's horrible for me.
Yeah, and you
it's going to
really
screw up my
see
election.
that he doesn't feel. You can really see that he lacks empathy completely.
Look at my ratings.
Yeah.
By the way, have you seen my ratings? Through the roof.
Right.
Better than the Super Bowl. Yeah, dickhead, because we're all locked in our houses. You
Yeah.
have a captive audience.
And we're looking for hope and help.
Yeah, so move and let Fauci talk.
Yeah.
Just step aside, douche.
Was it Penn Jillette who said that when he was
Yes.
working on The
Yes.
Apprentice that Trump never laughs and he doesn't like music?
He doesn't like music. He said it was
That's
very
that's
chilling.
so-
Sociopath
yes.
That's
was
a
what
sociopath.
Penn Jillette
And if you
said,
think about it, have you ever seen him
Laugh.
tell a joke or just be a human
Pull up
being?
a picture of him smiling. It's this.
Yeah, it's like
it's a lot
forced.
of dentures.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of dentures.
Even the Joker was like, man, that looks kind of creepy. Even the Joker got weirded out.
He's not. Yeah, there's something wrong with him, but he got elected. I was telling him the other day, the thing that makes me crazy is that the people that elected him did it in a really uninformed way, and we all now have to deal with it. Yeah. It's not fair. It's not fair. And look, I'm willing to come to the table. I voted Republican many times in my life. My whole upbringing is Republican. In fact, if I sat here and tried to think, I
know it was, but I'm just...
If I tried to think of one family member that is a Democrat, I don't have one. I have an uncle that my mom found later in life. He was raised by a Jewish couple. He's super cool, my aunt and uncle, but they were raised away from my family.
Right.
And he's super hip and he's a Democrat, but no one else in my family is.
My two of my favorite people in the world, my uncle Dennis and Aunt Kathy, are hardcore Republicans. Love Trump. Watch OAN all the time, which is literally makes Fox look like NPR. I've got and it's frustrating to know the facts.
What would your dad be now, you think?
Man,
because he'd be older, and it seems like older people start to get more scared and they start to lean more conservative.
My dad had 4 or 5 heart attacks before he even considered stopping smoking, and then decided not to. Yeah, I'm gonna die anyway. That was his whole thing. I think he would have thought Trump was an idiot, and then he would have said, "Here's what I don't like: they're all the same." No, they're actually not all the same, because we just had a guy for 8 years that was pretty awesome, and even Bush was better than W. Was way better than Trump. I mean, he got.
Well, that's what I want to say. Let's all come to the bargaining table. I am willing to concede Mitt Romney, although a lot of you now were triggered by that because he stood up and told the truth in the impeachment hearing. I would even concede Pence. I would do that. Who would you trade?
Oh, there's a list. I mean, the list starts at 8. Go through. Where do you want me to start?
Let's say you have to trade Pelosi, but you can have Pence be the president.
I have to get rid of Pelosi. All right, she's on. I mean, literally, she's almost be taken out behind the barn and taken down anyway. She's losing something. But do I get to keep? I get to keep Adam Schiff.
Yeah, because women, when they get older, are useless.
Not useless. I mean, not useless totally.
I was about to say totally.
I think they make cookies. Grandmas make cookies.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not. No. First of all, Pelosi's a genius.
Grandma is 86.
First of all, Pelosi's a genius. I think she is a. She's really, really, really sneaky about. She's a chess player. I agree with that. But I have to lose her. Why do I have to lose her?
I'm saying if we could just come to the bargaining table.
Who do we trade?
Because everyone's like, we're not taking Biden. Okay.
So to get rid of Trump, we gotta. Oh, are you talking about the Democrats or Republicans? Because that's a weird thing. Bernie, he dropped out of the race, but he's keeping all his delegates and he's still fighting. That's not dropping out of the race, is it? Is that?
I don't think technically that's not.
No, he goes. We're still gonna be. I'm still on the ballot in other states.
Right.
So. There's a guy we follow on Twitter called Uncle Blazer, and he's convinced that Bernie's working with the Russians. Not working, maybe, but the Russians. Mueller even said that the Russians were backing Bernie up too. Mm-hmm. So they were saying that they were tweeting for him. There was Bernie bots, and they were helping him because the more you split the Democrats, the more you already get the dumbass in.
Right.
Sorry, President Dumbass.
My point being, I'm just desperate for any. I would take Pence. I would take Romney. It's not about. I don't have to have a. Let's just finish out this term.
Moldy ham sandwich. If the moldy ham sandwich had a briefing, they just set it on the dais for an hour of TV time every day. It would still be more informative and less bullshit.
Less dangerous.
Yes, less dangerous than the dude we currently have.
I've seen people say
moldy ham sandwich 2020.
I've seen people say that dumb is the choice between dumb and evil, like with Hillary. Dumb is better than evil, and I think dumb is much more dangerous.
He's dumb and evil.
Yeah,
right.
He's
right.
That's it's so weird. I just said this to him yesterday. I said he reminds me of your ex-wife because he's dumb and evil,
right?
And the combination is lethal because dumb people never want you to know that they're dumb, especially narcissists.
Right.
So they spend all their time covering up everything that they did and lying and not taking responsibility and yet continuing to be evil and dumb. It's like it's the worst combination.
You know what they're brilliant at too? So they get busted hardcore for doing something evil and dumb, and then they make up a new story, and then that story gets found out. Then this story, then new story. New story.
You
next
can't keep up.
Next thing you know, you've got that serial killer like string that nothing connects, and you forgot the original thing they lied about.
Right.
You're like, wait, no, that doesn't.
Try and untangle his web that he's spun in the last 4 years now, really, with campaigning. Try and all the time we'll say something to each other, and all three of us are like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
How are we still here when he did that? But it's what you just said. You're like, wait, no, and then you just sound like an idiot, and you sound like it's what people are saying about Democrats now.
Why
you
guys
let it
go?
Yes,
just let it go.
You just bitch all the time,
and the problem is he's built this weird like serial killer thing of fuck ups. That again connected with yarn. If you connected them all, it would make you insane.
Yeah.
He just keeps going, and now he's just telling us, guys, you need to know something, man. I don't care Republican or Democrat. I really don't. If I really thought you cared about the people you were leading,
right, I'm
in. If I'm like, I like this. No, I don't like this guy's policies, but he cares. Between Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, the president, I think Mike Pence. I think Mike Pence is in a weird place. I think Mike Pence knows that if he goes against him, he's screwed.
Yeah, but when is somebody going to be a good person?
Mitt Romney stood up and it didn't help.
Romney did, but I mean, like Pence, people say, he's a good guy and he just supports the president and blah, blah, blah. And yet, like yesterday, when I was watching Trump annihilate a female reporter, I mean, he's just nasty and lie, and then he lies, and then everyone knows he saw that memo, and then he starts weaving this story like, well, I get lots of memos and I don't know, and no, I'm not saying that he's a bad guy because the memo was well written. I haven't read it like I said yesterday, but it was, and you're just
since then I've read it,
and you watch Pence, he's just like this.
Yes.
And yet you know that he knows that he was briefed on it because he was there.
Right.
So that's when I think, well, he's evil too, but at least he's not dumb and evil. So that's why I'm willing to concede.
Well, it's also Pence is to the point now after Trump gets up and spins whatever like word salad like goulash that he does every day, and then Pence at least finishes sentences.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this guy had do you know we just got a whole paragraph from the White House? No. Yeah, and it made sense. No.
There's this Mitch Hedberg joke. And he says, we say this all the time, and he goes, I was in a band in high school, and people either loved us, or they hated us, or they thought we were okay. Listen to Trump. That's what he does. He will say, this is going to be very bad, and maybe not so bad, and probably not bad at all. And listen to every press conference. He will give all three options for almost every question he's asked and everything that he says. And you're like, what? Yeah. And it's sound bites. Yeah. Fox will pull the one that ends up matching the truth that they want to spin. And that's the brilliance of his stupidity.
Well, just the other day, he was like commenting on how Pence answered a question by not answering the question. And on air, he was just like, wasn't that great? What's that? He just answered a question
without answering.
Everybody on the other side of the aisle, hey, man, if you didn't just hear what he just said, he was proud that the vice president didn't answer a question,
but made it sound like he did.
Yeah.
It'd be like
that's a good thing.
And then on the other side of it, he says stuff out loud that everybody behind him, you just see him go, dude. Like he'd be the worst guy to have on a caper. When the cop, because always, you know that movie where the security guard just they have, oh God, we know the security guard, he's off his right, he's all right.
Yeah.
Go say something. Hey, we're not ripping stuff off. God damn it, this guy's an idiot. Like
these masks are for the virus. This isn't for the.
Yeah,
we're not.
He's that guy. You didn't want him on a caper because he would say the wrong thing. Look, we can bitch about the guy, and a lot of people say, Titus, why won't you let this go? Because people are dying. Because people are
ongoing.
Yes.
And we're drowning in this.
Yeah, we're drowning in this bullshit. We're locked in. Nobody has jobs. We just had 6 million more people file for unemployment. That's 12 million people out of work. And people go, why are you so mad? Why the fuck aren't you? Like, we have the worst president we've ever had. And I don't care if you voted for him. Sometimes you just have to face the fact that historically, this guy is going to be the worst. 100 years from now, they're going to go, remember when Trump, they had a president 100 years ago. Sorry, I keep poking you.
Poking at me.
So let's do this. We would like to hear somebody who's been through a lot of stuff. Let's throw to Grandma. Let's talk to Grandma.
86 years young, Grandma Jean.
Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. We have decided to take phone calls during the worldwide pandemic that is basically locking us all down. Hi, except for New Zealand and South Korea, you guys are having a good time. With us today, as our first call, is the lovely, the amazing Grandma Jean. Hello.
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, honey.
What are you doing?
She's rocking on her porch. She's actually, you can see the cameras moving. You're actually rocking.
I'm rocking. I'm swinging in my porch in my swing.
And your camera's a little low. You look like Kilroy. You know, your eyes are just looking over the top. Lower your camera a little bit. Get your whole beautiful face in there. There we go. Yay! You know what? Your perm is holding up.
My perm is?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
What are you going to do? You're going to have to go on YouTube and search how to make my own hair snowball at home.
Like my sister.
And get some hairspray. I had to get a UV gel lamp for my nails. It's all falling apart here, Grandma.
Well, I'm hoping that Shay brings some with her.
Shay is my sister, everybody.
Yeah, Shay's coming. So Bombshell's sister is going to see Grandma, which is awesome. I'm glad you're going. What's going on with you? How are you dealing with this?
I'm staying home, basically. I just went out to the store when I absolutely have to. Pick up what I need, go through the scanner, and come right back home with gloves and mask on.
Good. So you look like a little nurse, a little surgeon,
right.
A little surgeon going through the.
And then when she gets in the car, she has antibacterial wipes, not bacterial wipes. That would be totally different. And cleans her steering wheel and the handles, and cleans the stuff she buys. She's pretty on it.
Rachel made sure that I had plenty of wipes in my car and everywhere. So
wipes of all kinds.
Of all kinds. So I cleaned the car, the doorknobs, the steering wheel, everything.
Nobody's going to believe this, but your Grandma's 86, everybody, and that's our dog. Stop fluffing the seat.
Groucho's fluffing the seat.
And that the weird part is that does it freak you out that like elderly people are not that you're elderly because in your heart you're 14, but we play cards. You're the Terminator, really.
Right.
But does it worry you that they say the reports are like people 70 and above are most susceptible to this?
Well, I think a lot of them is because they already have underlying sickness. Something wrong with them.
Right.
And I'm pretty healthy. I take care of myself. Plus, I'm very, very careful.
And what are you doing every morning? Because you can't go to the gym.
I'm walking a mile 1.1 every morning.
Mile 0.1. Good. I'm glad you.
1.1 is a lot like 2 1/2 cups of ice cream.
That's right.
That was funny. That was good. She read me on the thing. I don't know what's going on. I am not losing weight. I only had 2 half cups of ice cream.
I made a cake on Tuesday.
I made a cake. I only ate half of it, and then I had 2 half cups of ice cream, and I'm gaining weight.
You should should see what she and I eat when we're together. No, you shouldn't, actually. No.
No, you shouldn't. That's exactly right.
We live it up, man.
Well, look, I mean, this is I'm 9 pounds into this quarantine right now, and it keeps going up. And we all hit 30 pounds. I think that it'll be over.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, never.
Even to the Depression.
No, even during Florence, we had to stand in line at Harris Teeter, 10 people at a time that went in, and then you had to have one come out before somebody else could go in.
But this is totally different.
This is totally different. In all my years, I've never seen anything like this, no.
Didn't you have, what was it called? You called it the Asian flu? Is that something else?
Yes, when I was younger. It was going on. It was like, it was like the flu, but it was just a different kind that hit it around here. I don't know however many states or what it hit. I can't remember because it was when I was a lot younger, and I had to go to hospital for that.
Wow.
You want me to tell that?
Yeah.
She had to go to the hospital.
I had to go to the hospital for a week.
Really?
And when they came and asked me for my meals, did I want light, medium, or heavy? I always said heavy. And I came out of the hospital 7 days later, gaining 5 pounds.
Yeah. You got sick and gained weight. That's good. Could I have 2 half cups of everything? So this hasn't been like it. I think when the Asian flu came out, every time we get a new flu, they warn us because we don't have a vaccine for it. We don't have something to cure it. This one, though, is not just a new flu. It's brutal. Everybody's saying, like, anybody who gets it and survives it, it's like 15 to 21 days. They run in 101 to 103 temperatures, up and down. At night, it's the worst. At times, it's tough to breathe. There's a breathing.
Are you trying to scare my grandma?
No, that's what I want to tell Grandma.
I know that. I've heard it. I know that.
Grandma knows all this. You said something that really inspired me today. Rachel told me that you said that I'm going to be careful, but I'm not going to be fearful.
I'm not going to live scared.
I'm not worried about it.
Right?
The Lord takes care of me every day. I'm not worried about something might never happen.
But that doesn't mean don't be careful.
That doesn't mean that I'm not taking care of myself. Like I said, I wipe my car, my steering wheel, my handles inside and out. When I get back in the car, when I get out, I have my gloves and my mask on. So, no, I'm careful.
And you didn't go to spring break this year, did you?
Which was really a shame because she had that new bikini.
Right. Yeah. We love your yearly spring break pictures, and this year we were disappointed.
Every year we do get those pictures. Really, we had worked on her getting on the table to dance this year.
Oh, remember the one where she was doing belly button shots off the Thunder from Down Under?
What are you two talking about?
It would be hard to get her on a table because sometimes this is what we do.
Hard for you to get a belly button picture.
Just to get out of the chair. Sometimes we do this.
You got to rock.
And then I'll come behind her and push.
Yeah, she's not in a rocking chair, people. She's actually just trying to stand up right now.
Oh, I'm swinging.
I know.
Still sitting on. I'm sorry. I did sit still.
How are your friends holding up, Grandma? Has anybody got it? Anybody got it?
No, not anybody. No, but a lady just died yesterday.
Oh.
She was 80 years old, and it didn't say what. Excuse me. It didn't say how. Why she died. But they think it was. Other things wrong.
Well, the thing is with this is that he just said he's going to stop free testing for people. So if you get it, you can't even get tested, and the tests are expensive. Now, I think what they're doing right now. What do you think about this? You've seen so many politicians over your lifetime. This guy is doing everything he can to not have any record that a bunch of people died because he didn't do his job earlier. So he's stopping all the testing, and he's stopping all, like, you can't even write down what. So people are dying from COVID, but they're writing down pulmonary. He died of pulmonary failure. So they're not writing down the thing. So the numbers are all different. Have you ever seen a politician this corrupt, Grandma?
He's not corrupt. No, you're talking to the wrong one to say he's corrupt.
Really?
He's not corrupt. Yes, you are.
Okay.
He is not corrupt. But, there's a lot of things that's happened, and I don't say everything's his fault because there's a lot of things happen, a lot of people talking, and there's a lot of scams on the TV, too, on the internet.
And And you don't think he's
talking about it today? A lot of scams.
Oh yeah. Oh, they started my bank account. We had four different charges from some made up Google thing that had to go yesterday. So be careful, people. She's right. Grandma's right. Be very careful. Right now, in the middle of panic, everybody's looking for a solution. Everything's looking for something good. So you don't fall. Yeah, right. So,
everybody's looking for something free.
Yeah. So don't fall for it.
Everybody. I mean, people. Some people look not working.
And let me just say this: she may not love our president, she may love him, but she's just not dumb enough to get sucked in on video by you to say
better
it.
Believe it. Better believe it.
She has learned the hard way.
I don't love him. I mean, I respect him because he's our leader, and so I respect him. He doesn't do everything right, but he doesn't do everything wrong. And so none of the presidents have done everything right, and they've not done everything wrong. So.
And also, you've been burned by saying your opinion before in this family, so you've really become
diplomatic.
Very diplomatic.
You could be you are the president of the family right now, handling both sides quite well.
I've learned. I watch her sometimes, or I'll ask her, "What would you do in this situation?" And then I take it to heart. She's got a little bit of Gandhi in her, except she's not starving herself.
On the other hand, for me, is I salt the fields and then burn bridges. If she's not starving herself, she make it through it. She will make it through. She will have, when the COVID hits, she will have enough weight to fight it.
If she were Gandhi, her food strike would be, I'm eating every day, every meal, twice as much. Mine too.
No, I've just cooked up a lot of stuff, so I've got food ahead, so I don't have to go to the store.
Do you have any advice for people that might be freaked out by this?
Younger people that might think this is the end of the world because you've been through so much.
Oh, no. My goodness. We've had things. We've had the hurricanes down here, and in California we had earthquakes.
Wars.
You just have to cope. There's nothing. I mean, that's why I don't understand why young people commit suicide. They think nothing's going to ever get better. But this next week or the next day, things are more likely to get better.
Amen.
But, and so... This is going to be better too. This too shall pass, and that's what I said. That's why I don't worry. This too shall pass. I mean, it won't be long. Maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks. We don't know when they'll have the vaccine, and this will be over. So I just don't worry about it.
Well, they said 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 18 months. So that's what they're saying on the vaccine.
No. 18 months is not going to.
That's what Dr. Fauci said. The guy who knows.
Yeah, they don't know. Whenever they test it,
but I don't know why he said that. I don't believe he believes that.
You're not going to suck her in.
I'm
You're
not.
not. You're not going to get her.
No, you're not. You're not, because I don't believe he believes that. He's a smart man. I don't believe he believes it.
Yeah, we like him.
Yeah.
So in 86 years, whenever you felt at your lowest, it always got better.
Of course it did.
This coming from a woman that lived through the Depression, lived through the Revolutionary War.
I was born during the Depression.
The death of George Washington.
When George...
That had to be a tough one. Civil War, brother against brother.
That's what her mother called her, a depression baby.
But there's good things too, man. You got to see the first flight of the Wright brothers. You hung out with them,
the cotton gin.
Gin. Remember when they stopped using leeches for medical stuff? Good for you, Grandma.
She's gonna beat your butt in cards next time.
I am glad I'm 3,000 miles away.
I have seen a lot. In my time. There's a lot happened in my time. You're not kidding.
What do you think? One final thought of how Christopher plays cards.
Terrible.
Oh my! I'm so much better than I was. At least now
Yes, you are.
I know the difference between king and queen now.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
I don't put down 9s instead of 6s. I'm getting better.
What's the phrase?
I know you are, honey. There is a slight improvement.
See, everything gets better. Grandma, what's the phrase that you say to him the most when you're playing cards with him?
Would I do something really super smart?
No.
Bless his heart.
That's how Grandma says, what an idiot. That's how Grandma says, what an idiot. Bless his heart.
I've never said, I said, bless his heart.
Yeah, but I know what it means.
No, you don't. I love you.
I love you too, Grandma.
I love you, Grandma.
Thanks for giving us some hope, okay? I love you, and we'll call you later.
All right.
Bye, beautiful.
Bye, Grandma.
God, I love her.
She's my favorite person in the whole world.
You know, it's
so
weird.
cute.
Yeah, well, when you listen to her talk, you're like, oh, I feel better. She's rocking in her chair. World's on fire. She's rocking in her chair.
She's on a swing on the back porch.
So we love you, Grandma. Thanks for being
in the mornings when I stay with her, she'll make me a smoothie, and we'll go sit on the porch swing in the back, and she tells me, pick up your feet, and then she'll do the rocking. I'm still 5.
The funny thing is, I tried to suck her into the Trump thing, and she's like, nope, not doing it. Sorry.
It does feel comforting to hear her say, like, just keep going.
Yep.
And if you guys want to know the truth, she might kill me but she voted for Obama. And that was the beginning. She and my grandfather both
of her
did.
ousting.
Correct.
Yep.
And that's how she has now learned to not get involved, even when I'm there with her alone and I'm like, I can't believe he, blah, blah, blah. And she just will always give a very middle of the road answer because it caused a major storm when people found out.
Interesting.
And a few months of silence, and she doesn't want to do that anymore.
Do you find that weird?
Yes.
Like, I don't. Well, I guess I just did it with my brother. He said to me, "Oh, Obama didn't do a damn thing for this country," and I was like, "How can you be that dumb and unaware of the facts?" Like, people have forgotten that when W left in November, when W left, we had a $968 billion, companies, GM was closing, Chrysler was closing. Obama came in, started QE 1, 2, and 3, crisis. And we turned everything around, and everything turned around. It's weird. People forget. I didn't touch you that time. People forget when things were bad because they're good again. When things are good, be like, yeah, no, everything's always been great with this guy. That's not true.
Right,
it was shit. Now let's call.
It's a trigger, though. Whenever you say Obama's name, even I go, because we live in this society, thanks to the guy in charge, that there are trigger words. Now the word socialism is a trigger word.
Romney.
Which is hilarious if you're accepting social security.
Right.
Well, that's another thing Trump is good at. He's good at weaponizing.
But the highway system, Medicare, Medicaid.
Oh, sure.
It's like all social programs.
Your brother has not paid attention to anything Obama did in his administration, or Trump probably, but it's a trigger word, Obama. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like you have to find a way to point out what's wrong now without saying Obama, but that's stupid too.
Well, Rush Limbaugh and Fox during the Obama years was just constantly criticizing Obama for like little
fancy mustard on a hot dog, tan suit, the thing where he really did screw up, possibly
his flag pin went upside
down one time, but that was just a black guy giving a distress signal. That was just a black guy going, "Yo, man, I'm riding these white people. This is weird." And Obama was like, "Yeah, so I got it. Sorry, that was a mistake." Let's talk to a couple people. We said on the podcast we were gonna start calling fans. Who are we gonna call first?
So what was really cool about this was when I reached out and I said, who needs a pick-me-up call? Overwhelmingly, people nominated other people, and they would often say, "I would love it, but this person needs it more because of blank." And so the first person we're gonna call, his name is Maverick. His daughter Kayla nominated him.
Because sorry,
it's
Maverick Brick, right? Or Maverick Dynamite, like, right?
Yeah.
It's something cool, right?
Maverick's daughter is Bailey.
Bailey's awesome.
Bednards, or I don't know how.
Maverick Bednards. Wow, worst gunslinger in the West.
I don't know.
So here you're looking for me, Maverick Bednards.
I don't know if that's also his.
Sounds like
last
something you get
name.
from being sick in bed too long. What happened? I got Bednards.
Got a case of Bednards.
I got Bednards. They make a cream for it, but it hurts.
Is that when they tingle and hurt really bad? You
Yes.
can't walk on them.
Maverick, sorry. Let's go and come.
So Bailey nominated him. He lost his wife. He just had his 60th birthday.
Oh.
And he's been in the yard talking to squirrels. So this is Maverick.
Hello.
Hi, Christopher Titus here. How you doing?
Hey, my daughter told me she contacted you.
So you're on the podcast right now. We just wanted to call and see how things are going. It said you might need a pick-me up. Heard you had some bad news the last couple of months.
Yeah, I lost my wife 2 weeks ago.
So sorry to hear that, man. So sorry to hear that. It's weird to have your best friend go away. I apologize, and our hearts are with you.
We're assuming,
thank you very much.
assuming that she was your best friend.
Yes, she was.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay.
And we heard you're trying to
Very
fill
much
that
so.
space talking to squirrels now.
Yes, but they haven't started. They haven't started talking back yet, so I think I'm doing okay.
That's a good. When they do, please call us and we'll send somebody to help you.
I think your daughter's name is Bailey, right?
That's correct.
So Bailey's main concern and why we noticed her message above all others was the whole squirrel thing. She said you're rambling around the yard talking to them and trying to get them to eat out of your hand.
Yeah, well, actually, I want them to bring me nuts.
So he's recruiting a squirrel army of some sort to help feed the homeless. I think this is a brilliant idea, actually.
Is this in any way related to COVID-19? Is this going to be your apocalypse army?
Who's the guy with all the squirrels? We ain't getting out of here. It's the Walking Dead with squirrels. He's planning it. He's a diabolical supervillain is what he is. So talk to us. How's everything?
Got a 4-foot pile of nuts in his backyard.
How's everything going where you are with this whole lockdown
You're in
thing?
Tempe, right?
Yeah, well, actually, now I'm back in Colorado Springs. We were just in Arizona, so Mayo Clinic could do her liver transplant.
Ah, got it. We saw you there, didn't we?
In Tempe?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Actually, you signed my old red shirt that you had signed 4 years ago, I think.
Wow, man. Thanks for coming back to the shows.
He doesn't buy new merch, though.
No, he doesn't. He's not buying something new. He is not investing in
Yes, I did. I bought a CD. Be nice now.
We're kidding. We're kidding. Send us some packaged squirrel nuts. We would like to have. We'll buy a pack off you. So tell us what's going on there. I mean, how are your friends and people reacting to what's going on?
Everyone's doing a good job of staying socially distant. We did have a socially distant happy hour. I have a friend with a big yard. We all stayed 10 feet apart and drank our beers, toasted without clinking glasses.
Yeah, you got to make sure when you pass out, you social distance so you don't snuggle. Yeah, when you pass out, you got to pass out 10 feet from each other. I think it's a good idea.
That's why I can't socially distance and drink with you, Christopher, because he doesn't know how to social distance after 2 glasses of wine.
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. That's me. So good. Everybody's being good. Well, I'm glad you're still drinking. That's a good thing. I'm glad you're still out there in the midst of the global pandemic drinking, because at the end of the day, that's all we really have left.
Your dad would be proud.
Yes, he would. My father would be proud of you. Papa Titus would think you were awesome.
I think it's funny because you ask people, almost everyone that we've asked how they're dealing with it, they've then told us how they're able to drink or have happy hour in the apocalypse. So I admire and respect that. So
well, that's my one big social outing. I did go to the grocery store wearing a mask, and it looked like everyone there was ready to rob the place at gunpoint.
That's what I thought too. We all look like a bunch of cartoon villains now walking the earth. I just bought like 40. I have 40 different bandanas now, so I don't, because I don't want people to see me in the same bandana all the time. So I've got bandanas and we got masks.
Let's be honest. He just bought like 100 new bandanas, and
For
he
you
went
too.
to tie them on his head, and they don't fit.
My head's too big for the bandanas. And these are adult bandanas. This is like, I need to order for like the Kool-Aid guy. Hey, oh yeah, I need a giant, I should just get a bed sheet and strap it around my head. What Titus do?
Finally admitted it.
Men's,
Bust through all the walls.
it's the men's big and tall and circumference store. That's what
Oh, my dad has laughed and laughed about those bandanas not fitting your
It's
head.
not funny at all.
Because, see, we've had an ongoing dispute over who has the bigger head. You've seen both of us. It's obvious he has a bigger head.
Yeah,
But
it's Christopher.
but
It's
yours-
Christopher.
Listen to him.
But
He
yours
jumped
is
right
longer.
in.
Yours is much longer.
I don't think so.
Yes, you have a horse head.
A horse head.
A very pretty horse, though.
Oh my gosh.
It's a very beautiful. It's a beautiful animal.
I'm drugging
let me-
him again.
Let me get this straight. You bought bandanas that don't fit, but you hoarded them anyway.
Yes, I figured it. There's other people with pinheads out there that I can help. and they'll pay $4. Yeah, I will help the pinheads.
By pinhead, you mean normal-sized head
Yes,
people.
exactly. That's what I mean.
I just wanted to.
All right,
sure.
so we just want to make sure that you were doing okay. We got a lot of people that wanted us to call them, but you've been a fan for a while, and we wanted to make sure. We know you're going through a tough time. On top of this tough time, like how and you go, really? I lost my wife, and the world's coming to an end. Perfect. Did you just kind of feel like that?
Timing is everything.
Yeah, right. Well, we want you to keep being. You sound like you're handling it okay, and we both lost people in our lives that are really important, and we know that it's impossible, and all you can do is keep pushing forward. And
day drink.
And day drink, with your friends, 10 feet apart.
That's how I moved through it, was day drinking. Lot of day drinking. Scotch and my coffee in the morning, and then I'd take the coffee out by noon.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. We always got, we actually wanted to, so you're getting through this. How are you getting through this? You got any advice for anybody else? Like, what are you finding the easiest, making things easier?
Because you also just turned 60.
Well,
and you turned 60.
Yeah, I started out thinking I was unlucky that she was taken from me, but I'm the luckiest guy in the world that I had her for as long as I did.
Yep.
Amen.
That's what I thought too. It takes a while to really get that, but man, it's the Garth Brooks song, "The Dance." By the way, if you haven't flagellated by listening to that, I don't recommend it yet. That was what I did.
She had it on loop for a while. It was hard.
Oh, I didn't I?
Yeah.
But if he hadn't loved, he would have missed the dance. And so, yeah, I like that outlook. What do you think about this virus situation? You've been here 60 years. Anything you ever seen anything like it?
No. Well, yes, I have seen things like it, but not to where the government's reacted like this.
Yeah.
In such a good, a fast, exacting way, or in a clownish way? What do you think?
Both, actually.
He's trying to suck you into
to my side.
Don't fall for it.
Yeah, don't. Your friends will troll you later. All right.
You have a good daughter. She's a good one.
Yeah, tell her hi from us, man, and hang tough. We know it's an impossible time, and be safe, okay? And when the squirrels start talking, please call us back.
All right. Thank you very much for calling.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bud. You know what I like about that dude? He was good-natured about all of it, and it's always weird. Why do people get even shocked at all that I call? It just I'm just a douchebag like everybody else. I'd be more apt to.
Everybody's like,
oh wait.
No wait. People went. Not everybody else is a douchebag. Okay, I'm a douchebag like some people.
You know how everyone's wife comes
feel bad
out.
that his wife passed. To all you people out there right now, on top of what's going on in the world, we all know that there's other shit that happened. Whether you're having a fight with your sister, you got going through a divorce, one of your kids got really sick, you lost a kid, you lost a wife. Hang tough. Listen to Grandma Jean. We'll get through it. Another day will happen. And another day will happen, and a day will be a little better. Or if it's a little worse, the day after will be better. You gotta hang tough, right? Till the wheels come off. That's what I always say. Wheels feel like they're going, don't they?
It is weird. It is weird because it's hard to see how it's going to go back. He seems to think that
tomorrow he'd open up tomorrow
that it's going to be a once at a time thing where it all just goes back, and yet if everybody in the country isn't tested, you don't know who has it and who's asymptomatic, and it's just going. Dr. Fauci said on an interview that it was just going to flare again no matter what. If we didn't step it back into operation, it's going to flare.
Test? How do you listen?
Is he trying to keep the numbers down?
That's what I think it is, because even the deaths, they're not testing, they're not finding out if the dead people had it, so they're writing down pulmonary failure. Right. So he's keeping his numbers down so he can go, well, see what we did better than every other country did.
Right.
Except for South Korea and New Zealand and everybody who tested. So here's what we can't do then. So I would even say to the NBA, to the NFL, to the NHL, everybody, to the national The baseball
NBA,
league,
NHL,
MLB.
The MLB. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. I don't get Major League Baseball. That's what I was trying to figure out. How do you do the acronym for baseball? Baseball Bat Organization. No, not the BBO. The Catch Ball Organization. CBO. No. Major League Baseball. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for helping. I don't watch it, so I don't know. And NASCAR, I know. NHRA, I know. To all these organizations that make billions of dollars every year, maybe you guys should just invest in a testing thing, help, because this government's not going to do it. Now, they're willing to put $500 billion that's unwatched by the IG. By the way, just so you know, people, there's $500 billion that our government just voted on that there's going to be no oversight, that Trump said he will be the oversight. And I think that's the guy.
To be, but he fired the inspector general. And in the press conference goes, I'm sorry, did you just say inspector general? Like those two words now, he knows bad. Those are bad.
Bad words.
They're the ones that tell on you, and that's their job. So he fired 7 inspectors general from different oversight positions, and one of them, it's wow.
Yeah, and no one's and we're not marching in the streets. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. So here's what happens, guys. We can't start up baseball, basketball, football, drag racing. We can't start up anything because people have to sit in the stands unless we test. Here's the thing. If we test everybody, then everybody knows. You have it, you don't. Guess what? You're going to the hospital till you're done, and you're clear. Good. Now, us two who don't have it, I'm not just using you, but you look like you might have it. I can't believe I'm sitting this close to him. He doesn't. I'm kidding. We need a bigger table.
I have a mask just growing from my face. I'm good.
Yeah. You have a petri dish on your face, bro.
Before he was here, I did a news story on what they found in men's beards, and it's really the most
not this one. This
awful.
Is shampooed.
Yeah,
ladies.
Multiple times a day.
Ladies.
Okay.
All right.
What's your house party username?
In my underwear and a beard.
So when you test,
God. No.
Knowledge is power, and knowledge is freedom. And if we actually tested everybody, and guess what would happen? We'd have the freedom to start baseball again. We could go. Comedy clubs could open
control
again.
it.
Well, right. We could control it. And if someone did get sick, even if the test was wrong, boom, got away.
Right.
Well, no, these guys don't have it. You have it. You got to go away till
then we could open up if we had a way to know who had it.
Right. They've proven it. South Korea. I don't understand. The man has models worldwide that work. And he's being told by these
He did have a lot of models. He told us in a press conference.
This piece of
in the middle of a press conference about how many people are going to die. He was like, models.
The models have shown, hey, I've dealt with models, not those kind of models.
Oh my gosh!
Always so classy.
Yeah, he is.
Not tone deaf.
In the middle of a pandemic that's killing thousands of people. Yeah, read the room, loser. By
the way, well, never mind.
There's no meeting or briefing where that's okay.
Well, there is now.
So
there's no going back.
So guys, if we test, and I'm talking to the dumb people too. I know you don't watch this. If we test everybody, then we know what to do. If he just blows it up and tries to open up again, we're gonna kill possibly 1 million people. This guy's a moron. Yeah. He's evil and wants that to happen. I don't know.
Right, he wants to ride it like a horse. Right. So just everybody get it, and then we'll all be over it.
You know what I was told at the beginning? I was told we should just ride this out. Ride it out like a cowboy, like a horse. Ride it out like a cowboy. Millions are going to die, but just ride it out.
If you guys haven't seen that, go search Ride It Like a Cowboy. If you think we're making that up. Can you insert it right here?
Maybe we shouldn't do anything. Just ride it. They say ride it like a cowboy. Just ride it. Ride that sucker right through.
Yep.
Ride it like a cowboy. Wow.
Let's make another phone call.
Okay.
Now we don't know this guy's name. His girl.
Kayla. This is Kayla. Right? She nominated him. She had this. You guys go look on my Facebook page, Bombshell Ray. She had the sweetest message about him. Right. It was really, really cute. He's an essential worker, and she said he never asked for anything for himself.
Do we know what kind of essential worker he is?
No, but we can ask him.
Okay.
100 hours on some of his paychecks, and she said he still calls on his way home. What can I get for you? So I thought, wow, this dude's pretty awesome.
All right. Well, by the way, most women were with a guy long enough because we're all cool at the beginning.
Straight women.
Sorry, I know, dude. I'm sorry, dude. And most women don't turn gay.
I need that clarified.
I know. I got
it.
So most women that aren't hiding their homosexuality and get into a straight relationship and then ruin it other women that don't do that. Right. Okay, I just want to make sure we've narrowed this down.
It.
I feel so bad for him.
I do too.
Part of my heart just goes breaks every time you say it. Is that women? You're bored with me. I mean, you love me, but you're like, my foibles and my stupidity. I exactly. There you go. And you listen to me constantly. Huh? So it's not funny actually, because it's real. It's only it's funny because it's true. But she just backs this guy up 100%, and so let's call him.
Hello.
Hi, it's Christopher Titus. Who's this?
Holy crap! This Jesse?
Who is this?
This is Jesse.
Jesse,
Yeah.
we know Kayla's name, but she didn't tell us your name, I don't think.
She just called you Thor, Thruster, and God of all, she said. She thinks you're the best dude ever. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good now.
Well, yeah. No, my phone call, trust me, didn't make anything better.
No.
What? So what do you do? You said she said
made
you're
my day better.
Oh, thanks, man. She said you're an essential worker. What do you do?
I'm a blaster for Buckley Powder. Well, essentially, I'm a helper, but I work for Buckley Powder, and we blow up rock quarries and construction sites for new construction.
Oh, so you actually make sure that we still have all the stuff we need to build stuff. That's awesome, man. Dude, well, thanks for going to work in the middle of all this. How are you guys holding up out there?
We're holding up pretty good.
You're in Kansas City?
Yeah.
What's the mood? What's the mood of the people?
It's kind of in the middle. You got some people completely freaking out, and you got some people that's just like, to hell with it. Let's see what happens.
I think that second one, I'm the same way too. All you can do is keep going forward. You can't say this can't happen because it happened. That's what it was supposed to happen. So I guess this happened. Let's deal with it, right?
Right.
Yeah. And you said you blow up rock, and you have access to dynamite too. So you have a way out if need be.
If need be, yeah.
If need be, he qualified it. Is the government listening?
Are you high right now?
No. I get drug tested frequently, and I have to report to 5 different agencies.
You mean it's not legal everywhere?
So he does have access to the dynamite. That's why they drug test him 5 times. Well, dude, man. But anyway, so we just wanted to see how you're doing. Are you wearing a mask in public? What are you doing to avoid this thing? Because from what I'm reading, it's really nasty.
I'm just kind of living life. I don't even have a mask or gloves. I mean, by the time I heard about it, because I work 60, 70 plus hours a week.
Wow.
90's not uncommon. By the time I even heard about it, I was like, well, shit, maybe I should go get some stuff. Everything was gone.
Yeah, that's a problem. How many things need to be blown up that you're working 90 hours a week? What are they not telling us?
Yeah. Well, all the quarries make the rock for the concrete for the road and the asphalt and all that. So as long as new homes are being built, roads are being built, and things of that nature that need concrete and asphalt, we got to keep going.
I find it.
And as long as new construction keeps going and they need pipes laid down, they run into rock at certain level, and it's cheaper for them to have us come in and blow all the rock up so they can just scoop it out so they can keep going. We got 8 jobs going tomorrow, and I got to be in at 4 a.m.
Oh, my God. Isn't it weird that they're really preparing for the future, yet for some reason when it came to the pandemic, we didn't prepare for the future?
See, Jesse, we do comedy, so we usually turn off Better Call Saul at 4 a.m. and go to bed.
Go to sleep, yeah. So we know you got to buy 8. Yeah. I don't think I've worked 80 hours a week in my entire life.
No, but you have worked 8 before, and that was really stressful.
That was rough, man. I had to get an IV.
So here's what we have to tell you. Your girl, Kayla, adores you. That's what made your message stand out. She put a picture, said this handsome man, said that you never ask for yourself. You work your ass off for your family, and then you always call to see what she needs. So we thought it was pretty cool that she nominated you for this call.
Yeah, you're a dude that all dudes should be, man. And we just wanted to call you and let you know that we appreciate it. We appreciate how much work you're putting in, especially in the middle of all this. Your attitude's kind of like mine. It's like, yeah, we're just going to keep going and hope to God not get it. That's kind of how you and I are walking through the world, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, when my daughter was first born, I had pneumonia for 3 months, and I couldn't take a single day off work because the job I had at that time didn't have sick time or leave time or any shit of that. So I just toughed it out and cut back on the smoking and just kept going until it passed.
You are a badass. This is a real man. He didn't quit smoking
during pneumonia.
No, he cut back. I got a touch of pneumonia. I'm gonna go down to 1 pack a day. You're a badass, dude. Well, I gotta tell.
Are you related to Ken Titus?
Yeah, you're my dad. You sound like you and my dad would have hung out a lot, man. That's craziness. I think sometimes it's Will. Chris Cuomo was saying he got it, and he was on air, and he was talking. He said that, you want to lay down when you get this. He said, don't. Make sure you fight it. Get up, do stuff. Make sure your body keeps functioning because it seems to help you fight it. It sounds like you beat pneumonia by going to work
and smoking.
I don't advocate it, but it has helped me out a little bit in my life.
He's not a doctor.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor. I blow stuff up and smoke during pneumonia.
Yep.
All right, man. Yep. So when this is over, we're gonna be back in town. A new show. I want you to know we're gonna be doing a live stream on May 2nd of my whole new show from the Combustion Studios. So we're just gonna do it with a small audience, and so I hope you can watch it, man. But anyways, your girl says you're the best. Yeah, your girl says you're the best guy, and talking to you, I think I get it. We get it.
Yep.
So thanks, man. Be safe, okay?
I will, man. And we did meet once before.
Yep.
So
Yep, June 30th up at the Improv. The guy that was a cheap ass on the AC.
Oh, that was the year I wasn't there.
Yeah. Right.
When the air went out, right?
Which club was this?
Kansas City Improv.
Oh, the Kansas City Improv when it was so hot.
When Ryan was with you, it was July.
Oh my God!
And they tried to bring you a fan. They tried to bring you a fan, and you yelled at the guy, and everybody laughed.
Yeah, it's weird. I never yell at people because I'm really mad. It's just because I'm in the middle of trying to do comedy, and you're going to bring me a fan, and it just stops everything. And I always want you guys to, even if I got to sweat through it, if I got to look like Robin Williams in a sauna, I will. But damn it, don't screw up my show. You know what I mean?
Yes, I completely get it. It's like when we're trying to blow shit up, and somebody's like trying to walk up on us, and it's like, dude, get the hell out of here. We want to blow this up.
Exactly. There's explosive. Numbnuts, get away. I agree. That's how I feel. I got jokes coming. Numbnuts, get away. We're basically we do the same thing, except you blow stuff up, and I just kill a room. I blow up the room.
Oh, geez.
She just rolled her eyes. You could probably have heard it. Anyways, bro, tell your lovely lady that we said hi, and thanks for being the dude you are. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. I'll keep it up.
Talk to you, brother.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Well, let's
what
just
was
find out
your
what he
point
does.
and all that other stuff you just said?
What do you mean?
What was your point?
Oh, he got me off on track. My point was that a lot of women, my ex included, your ex included, don't give a there's a point when you live with a relationship goes and you get bored. You're like, yeah, that's just who they're with me all the time.
Yep.
But I want you to know something.
Uh-oh.
Every morning you wake up, I see the prettiest girl in the world.
Okay.
And then I put my phone down and I look at you.
Ah.
Boom!
He's feeling froggy.
Come on.
He's like,
this scares me. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah.
It's a joke. I didn't.
Coming
I'm
back.
sorry. No, please stop.
Owie.
I'm going to go buy some Bactine. Why? Because later on, you're going to be stinging. No, I appreciate you so much. And
I'm adding a couple of things to the coronavirus Kama Sutra.
And most women, and most men too.
Actually, I'm taking them away.
I think every relationship.
Don't touch me.
I think every.
Stop it.
I think every relationship gets to a point. Everyone's get to a point where people get bored. And I want you to know I'm not bored with you. I love you more than you're the most important thing in my life.
You know what my mom would say?
And
She would.
How long have you guys been married? 10
or
years?
this. Oh, jeez. That's my mom.
You know, we're coming. I didn't realize it because it doesn't seem that long because she's such a magical part of my life. It's been how long would you say we've been married?
How many years did the dinosaurs roam the earth?
Oh. Wait, according to
We've
who?
been
That
married
guy?
7 years in August.
In Paleothenic years, we've been
That's
married.
not a word, but okay. Nice try.
It sounded good.
Is it 7?
Paleoauthentic. What?
Authentic. We've been together since the end of July 28th. 2006 was our first date.
Yep.
So what year is this? I don't know.
We got busy then, too.
2020?
What?
It's 20 quarantine.
So
20?
August, so
Yeah,
July.
we were busy. We worked. We had lives.
July,
We're not busy now. We're just alone all day.
July
in the
will
house.
be, July 28th will be 14 years. So we're coming up on 15 years. And by the way, this is the weird couple of years. Like 14, 15 to 16.
No shit.
Well, maybe.
By the way, I think we're even. That was awesome.
Nope.
Well, with the quarantine, this is kind of like multiple years, like dog years for relationships. Right?
She doesn't like. One thing Ray hates, Bombshell hates, is that if you do get her once, because that one thing I said, she's now mulling it. There will be a verbal baseball bat.
No.
Crack me. Oh yeah.
No, if you're joking, I don't care. It's I asked him the other night because he said something really shitty to me. What did you say? You were being funny. Was it last night? I don't know. We drank a lot during the quarantine.
2 nights ago. Last night we didn't drink.
It was
and we actually shared a bottle of wine. We didn't really drink a lot.
I know,
we
but
toned
it was
way down.
You said something really snarky to me and we laughed. And then I thought about it and I thought, you start to think everything that you have is normal, like your wife coming out. And I said, could you have joked and made fun of me like that in your last relationship? And not a hell no. No, not a chance. You were like, and I think that people do take what they have for granted if it's good.
Yeah.
It's weird. We've all been in that relationship where it's that phrase walking on eggshells where you just know, like you'll think of the joke and be like, oh, if I say this could start a fight. I don't think that with you. We just start a fight. I just want to fight. And then we start
that's
a fight.
what you do. That's exactly. That was the same night. We had 2 glasses, I heard that, of wine each. And we got in bed and he said, you said Henry Winkler.
Oh my God.
Just tweeted.
I said, Henry Winkler just tweeted of something about COVID or whatever. Something nice. And she goes.
And clearly my tolerance is down. And I was dead serious. I was stunned. And I said, the guy that invented the automobile? What's he doing on Twitter?
And I went.
He did. The Fonzie did.
I just went.
We laughed
Henry Winkler.
so hard we couldn't breathe. We laid in bed for like 10. At one point I said, "I'm gonna die. I can't get my breath." I just wasn't thinking. I was very.
The Model T jumping the shark.
Cute. You want to do the news?
No.
Come on, any weird news? People love to hear
There's
weird
not.
news.
You know what's funny is I have a couple, but they're not that great. No one anymore on all the sites that I
Old people
use
still kicking it?
are updating. I have one old people still kicking it.
Let's do that.
Are updating weird news right now.
And now
Because it's all.
it's old people, and we're still kicking it. Damn it! Can't feel my left arm. Bombshell Ray.
And you have Bednards.
Bednards. He's gonna
This
be,
is going to be him, when he's elderly. Don't you see that guy?
Shit.
But he's going to
know.
have a souped up rascal with flames on it.
Yeah.
He's going to be flipping. He's going to be doing that old people flip off at he already is. But
where you got the fist.
yeah, and it's gnarled. It's like
And
on
it
your
hurts,
and your
but I'm still doing it.
your rascal has a black and white checkered flag, and you just
Like on a 9-foot
Yes,
pole.
yes.
It's the dumb son of a bitch. Don't run into me at the Walmart. That's why.
I'll just be like,
God damn it.
Still yelling at people in the aisles like it's traffic.
I had to put a 9-foot flag because you guys are a bunch of assholes. That's why.
listen, he does that now at
Hand me
Costco.
the cheese puffs.
At Costco, he does. This is not. These are not things.
No.
You stay to the right.
It is like driving though when you get in there. Like, come on, what the
Don't
fuck, dude?
encourage it.
Seriously. Now we
Pick
got
right side,
By the way, there's
left
Costco
side.
etiquette that these people don't know. Costco etiquette. Listen, people. Here's what I do. You want my little thing? Because I'm so tired of dealing with these idiots. You go into you have this cart that's wider than a car, and you have basically Costco shelves are wide enough for 2 carts to pass. People go in the middle, turn their cart sideways, and go and
Yeah.
look like you moron. morons.
Yeah.
So here's what I do. I go to the end of the aisle. I go park at the end of the aisle and move it so people can get around both sides.
Because he's perfect.
Yes, thank you. And then I walk through the aisle, and then I walk around the other aisle. I grab what I need, and I put it back in the cart. Then I push the cart to the next aisle.
The problem with being an asshole is
I'm
that
that's
it
like you're thinking of others.
assumes that you do everything perfectly. And I'm always trying to give him the grandma gene injection and say, you don't know what people are dealing with in their lives, right? When I lost my mom, I was a zombie. I would not know how I got where I got to. I would be like, what? How long have I been here? Like, because your brain just goes, you're thinking about the thing.
Yeah.
And like, the guy we just talked to today, Maverick, like, you don't know what people are going through in their lives, and that's why you have to be nicer.
That stuff should be automatic. Like, it's not part of it. You're already in a system of like, I'm in public. There's other people trying to come and go.
You're fired.
No,
I don't need two of you.
No,
I don't need two of you.
You're part of the machine.
Like,
you're part of the fucking
it.
cog. You're part of the machine. Be your part of the machine.
I'm not going to
Don't
block
fuck
the aisles.
I'm. It's Costco. Listen, dude. If you're home crying about your grief, look. We'll give you space. If you had the ball, you felt good enough to go to Costco, stay to the fucking right, or park your cart at the end of the aisle. No, don't do that either, because then we'll have a whole bunch of carts parked at the end of the aisle. Just stay to the side.
Because it is like traffic. Like when you go in there, we're like, we're in traffic right now.
To turn sideways and they just stop in the middle.
Listen, you haven't gone with him. You have to go with him, because what you're thinking is normal is not his thinking. He also has an acceptable rate of speed that he has set for everyone in Costco. I don't know if you've noticed, but Christopher Titus is at 85 miles per hour at all times.
Right.
Some of these people are 102, and they're trying to walk.
Yeah. I mean,
he is like...
Of course, there's consideration, right? But what do you think about...
No, go back to that again.
There's consideration,
okay,
however.
say that to him. And then drop the however.
I've considered
and let's move on.
I've considered it, and you're not 90.
If I'm
you're 58.
What do you think about people congregating in the doorway? There's like carts aiming, and they're chit-chatting, and they're like...
Or at the end of the aisle. Right at the end of the aisle, where you turn around the corner, and the whole family stops.
Yeah.
It's like, guys.
Do you know what I really don't like? People that stop as soon as they get off the elevator. It's a thing. There's two elevator things that bug me. Number one, people have a need to... I don't yell at them or say anything because I'm considerate. They have a need to continue to back up as they get on an elevator, and it's just the two of us when we're on the road, and all of a sudden we're in this big elevator and the dude is this far from me.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that's about. And number two, people that doors open, they step off and stop.
Oh. How about this is the rule, people. Elevators out before in.
Yes.
Got it? Everybody got it?
Out scoot.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement.
That's annoying, yeah.
Out before
but he'll
in.
say, excuse me, like right in someone's face.
I'll flat out say, if I go, you could have let us out first.
Yes,
thanks.
he does also say that.
I try to time it so it goes like this.
No, you don't. I
don't care.
What? I'm right here. This is you. You really have no problem with confrontation.
Okay, here's the thing. So how come I have to be considerate when other people aren't?
Because you're you, and you're only responsible for how you act.
I know, but I am considerate to everybody else who is, and I thank them all the time. But the people that aren't, if they aren't called on being inconsiderate, how do they stop being inconsiderate?
Well, maybe people didn't know or notice, and if you just said it kindly, they would be like, "Ooh, I'm sorry."
Okay. All right, you're right. I do say that. Excuse me, guys. I say that. Excuse me, guys. I say that in Costco a lot.
Now, if there's
keep your pointers. This is your box right here. Keep your pointers.
That's the Trump box.
Slam.
Now, if there's like someone.
No. What?
Hey, I just want to say.
No.
It's all muffly. It's like
nobody there.
I love you.
Okay, so a 100-year-old woman sneaked out of an old people's home to get to visit her daughter on her birthday.
Oh, that's awesome. There was a caper to go see her daughter's birthday. That's awesome.
Yep. Brunswick police said they were called out after the enterprising senior lost her way in search for her daughter's home. she escaped via an emergency exit at the elderly home. They ended up taking her to the house, to the yard.
Good.
And they explained that. And the lady just said, I miss my daughter so terribly. It was very sad. But they took her so she could see her from the safety. They didn't even let her in the yard. From the safety of the patrol car window, they called.
So she didn't get COVID.
And they let her see her because the daughter said she just moved her in 2 weeks ago. Asshole. And
yeah, suck it up with your elderly people. What
at 101, here, you take her.
Who does that shit?
That commercial, I took care of my mom for 2 years. My mom was very young, but very sick. And that commercial that Joan London does, A Place for Mom, is the name of the place. Mm-hmm. And I'm screaming from the bathroom every time, the place for mom is in your own fucking house.
Yeah.
It
it's
makes
fun.
me crazy.
It's fun. And I just let the commercial run. And I go, maybe you could be more considerate.
Unless your mom murdered people.
Right. That's jail then.
Right, that's the place for mom.
If your elderly father or mother, if Bernie Madoff killed a bunch of people, prison. But if your parents, it's always funny to me, man. Like the person that gave you life, that you owe everything to, down to your life, you put in a home. That mother, usually, by the way, you need to wipe them because they wiped you.
Yeah.
You need to feed them because they fed you. That's what I think. And it's crazy to me when I see people do it. I make a judgment. Someone goes, yeah, we put them in a home because they were just hard to deal with.
Although I'm sure
I'm just like, guess what? We're not going to be friends.
If you can afford a nursing home, you can afford.
She turned into the chef from the Muppets. What just happened with him?
I got your medicine.
If you can afford for your murder, you can afford a healthcare worker.
Yes, that's right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's right. And to take a little, and you could also leave them there and have someone take care of them and go to an Airbnb if you need a little moment off. I get it.
If you have a home healthcare worker, that's what you got.
Right. But I just don't understand. And there's the weird thing is that I'm sad that all these people that were put in homes by people that supposedly love them are like literally the first people going down on this COVID thing. They're
Well, that's why they've stopped visitors to this nursing home. She just got put in there 2 weeks ago, and she's desperate. She was sad, so she broke out. 101 broke out, and then lied and told them that she still lived at that address. So they took her there, but called first because they thought it didn't sound right. And she finally just said, "I just miss my daughter so terribly." That was the quote. I know you can afford a home healthcare worker.
By the way, I feel like that about my kids too. I know that my kids are just not gonna. I'm just gonna be.
No, you're screwed. You got me. That's why you ended up with a younger woman, I thought. Contingency plan. I'm gonna dress you exactly like the Yorkies and take all three of you out in a baby stroller.
I'm so in. These are my brothers. My brother Pookie and Stupid.
I'm gonna park you at Pilates. You're not getting a horn on your scooter. Not getting a horn.
Everybody do downward dog.
No, that's not Pilates, you creep.
Oh, I'm going to be a creepy
old man. You already are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the Armageddon updates. Another hand for you for the last Armageddon update we did this week. We'll be doing another one. Guys, May 2nd, we're going to be doing a show. We are going to be doing Carrion Monsters live here from the Combustion Studio. We're inviting 30 friends. They're all going to be PPE'd up. They're all going to be taken care of.
Get down with PPE.
Get down with PPE. Yeah, you know me. Get down with PPE. Yeah. So go. By the way, go to the website right now. Sign up for it. It's going to be $10 for the show. And we're going to do the entire 90-minute show. Plus, I'll probably open with some COVID stuff. Mm-hmm. Probably open with a little bit of COVID stuff that I'm working on now. But stay safe. Stay home. And we can get through this. Find a way to get tested too, unless it costs $9,000, and then I guess Sweet Potato Hitler is just going to have it his way. Be safe, people. No matter what you believe politically, I love you all. For myself, Bombshell Ray, and the lovely Highlander. Hold on. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There is now only one.
And good.
Yes.
Because that means there's room for two.
That's
There's room
right.
for a second.
You got to
right.
get on House Party
Yeah.
and start mingling before this is all over so that you can narrow down and maybe so you need a
that's a good
dating
idea.
app and house party.
That's a good idea.
Dating app and house party.
When you mentioned that house party app, the
And
other
also,
day.
we'd like to
or
get,
you could just creep
Here's
into
part
other people's house parties and be the creeper.
you just need a viral study of your beard
in your underpants
so we make sure you're clear.
and beard.
Hey, everybody.
This will all come off. Well, watch when that starts. Then we'll be like, "Oh, you're dating." Yeah, beard's gone.
I love it. Oh, so this was I don't give a fuck
This is
anymore.
like, well,
You heard it here, ladies. He will cut that beard
Whoa,
for
we
you.
can't wait. We have something to look forward to when this is over.
Well, I don't think we'd even recognize him.
No,
We've
we
never
wouldn't.
seen him.
like, who's this guy?
Holy shit.
Look at this
Even
face.
without
I'm
your
scared.
hat, when you came to the club, I didn't realize it was you right away.
Oh,
You look different. I mean, I'm just used to seeing you with a beard and a hat.
Yeah.
So
Oh, and you're going to cut that beard with Harry's razors. Boom, last plug. All right.
I like
Later.
it.